Today is September 7th, 2016, and we're interviewing Harold Matthews at Tremont Ridge Assisted Living Facility in Hillsboro, Illinois. Harold is 88 years old, having been born on June 3rd, 1928. My name is Sue Burkholder, and I will be the interviewer. Also in the room is Whitney Thornton, a staff member at the Tremont Ridge facility. Harold, would you please state for the recording in what branch of service and what war you served?
Well, it was the war in
World War II?
World War II.
Okay.
And I got over there, but I didn't go to any farther.
Okay.
Because of that one day that a nice fella that kind of helped me every once in a while.
Okay. Well, let's hear what happened before you got to that point.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, you were in the Army, served in the Army, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us about if you had siblings or about your parents?
Well, my sister was oldest, and she was the smartest one in the whole world. I really mean that.
Mm-hmm.
She could play anything that she wanted to, organ, piano, anything that could be played.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that because she was in church, and she did a lot of having church things done.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because she has all that ability to either pay for the piano or the organ or whatever it was that needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. Did you have other siblings?
Well, let's see. I guess I was half person because they the first got lost and died when had two babies, and they shipped them off to other in the family, and they went down south, and I think it ended up in Texas, but I can't be positive about that because I forgot a lot of stuff.
Sure, that's okay. That's all right. So what were you doing? You were in high school, and about to graduate. Tell us why you decided to join the service and how that happened.
Well, it was very easy to find that out because the day that we graduated, they sent the draft the next day, and I had to go to see what the draft board and all that kind of stuff. Well, we were 5, 6. We had 7 good basketball players, and other that did things, and we just got together, and I talked with them and said, I don't want to go having somebody tell me where we're going to go. And so all 7 of our basketball players went with me to go to Chicago to get enlisted. And we stayed just outside of New York, not New York,
Chicago.
And we they held us for a while, and we did night checking, make sure somebody weren't doing things. So we would have turns doing that. Well, we got tired of that, so when we would go, hate to say this, but nothing was going on. So we would sit at a tree, and I'd go to a tree, and the other guys, and if we wanted to do something, well, we'd holler, and we'd do some playing around and so on. And we were on the lake, and there really wasn't anything for us to do. So we would walk among each other, and we would have pretty good times playing with some things to, what was it we used the most? We had, I can't think of the name of the thing that we kind of played with, and I got tired of that, and they did too. But we had, every night we had to have to walk back and forth, and we would have to say whether anybody was moving or going someplace, and there really wasn't anything to do. I sat under a tree a lot of the time. I'd get tired of walking, and nobody was doing anything.
Right.
So I'd walk from one tree to another tree and sit down for a while and then do that. So we did that while we were waiting to find out where we were going to go.
So when did you find out where you were going to go?
They sent us south to, let's see, what was it? All of us were Texas. We were sent down to Texas, and then we got separated, and we were assigned to go to the boy, what did I call it? What did we call that? Well, anyhow, we were put in the building, and all of us were there. And then we, two of the seven that we went with were twins, absolute twins. Nobody could, and I didn't get to go along with them because they sent them to one place and need two two at another place, and the others got two assigned to I wish I could make that read. But anyhow, we met and went to. That was when we went to Chicago then, and we then were sent south, and that was into Texas.
Was that basic training?
Well, they all did it, but I didn't, because when we got lined up down there, it was going to be the day that we had to do the stuff you eat that you throw away.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that was, I couldn't think of the term.
It's okay.
But anyhow, and so everybody lined up, and they were going to assign them. And the major was in the car back there, and just taking a look, and there was, boy, I don't know, there were others that went the same way where we were going on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as we were coming along, they would ask a question or something like this, and the major there heard me say that he a typewriter, and boy, he came with the truck and everything, and actually we were going to have to go do throwing out sloppy waste, you know, get rid of it.
The garbage, uh-huh.
Well, the guy, the major was coming along, he heard me say that.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me to something. I forgot what it was, but then for some reason, I don't know what it was, but he could type.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a good typer, 90 minutes.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So he had you work at an office?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to all the rest of those had to go to the stuff. I went immediately to work,
mm-hmm.
and so I was doing typing and doing in a, I don't know, it wasn't a very good place to work, but
mm-hmm.
I was having that were coming back into
mm-hmm.
and they had to come over, and I assigned them because I knew I could type it,
mm-hmm.
and I would type it so that he would have to take a paper and go to this
Sure.
place or this place or this
mm-hmm.
place. So they gave me that job.
So you typed forms that the men would take and then go on to where they were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what it was is that here I was, I hadn't even started anything. And I was actually working, typing it up so that I could send them up to where they were going to get assigned and or leave, you know,
Sure.
and that kind of stuff. And I was doing the whole thing. Some major would come in and I'd say, okay, you go to this room or go play the house up there and stay there until you get changed. And so I was typing just like mad because I had to type out, get them to get that thing, and nobody could type. and I would put out so many of those that one of the other guys that came at the time I did, and for some reason they sent him over to another place that had all black guys that were coming in, and so he was supposed to take that guy and put put them up and decide where they wanted to put them. And I really don't know just what he was doing, but it was okay. For some reason, he got what was it? I can't think of it.
Assigned? Was he assigned to a different area?
Yeah, I was assigned, but I was I wasn't promoted.
Oh, he got a promotion?
Yeah, they just put me to work, and they did, all these other guys were going to other places, and after a certain amount of time, you get to be boy, I'm telling you, I'm nervous.
Sure, that's okay. So did you do this job the whole time you were in the service?
I sure did, and I went to more difficult ones. When I was making those assignments, then they decided they wanted me to be the person that had the girls get away from the library because they didn't know anything what to do. So I went in there. Well, I knew what a library was, and so they gave me the authority that you will run this, and so the reason they were doing that is people would get a book and then they wouldn't turn it back. And so I had to make a library. And I told them, I said, look, if you aren't back here in 5 days, I'm going to send I can't think of what it's. Anyhow, I didn't have any problems because lieutenants and all those that would come in like that. Here I am telling all these officers, if you're not back here, you're in for it. Well, and then they spreaded, and I had to do more stuff. And here I am. I'm still a private. Never been talked to about what to do and all that. But they just put me in there and said, you take care of the library. So I was doing the library. And it kept growing and growing and growing, and I finally said, hey, I'm having a hard time because I would work from breakfast till supper, and then I had to go until 9 o'clock to go to bed. But I was working all the time. I just went, and the nice thing about it, there were lines of what we slept in, and I can't remember just how long that was, but I was in there on, and I had almost clothes, a little bit, and I would come and let's see, how much did I get paid at the time? I think my original payment was $50. And I couldn't do anything with it because I couldn't go out and anything. So I had Mom take I'd just send a check, that go, and she kept every cent of it. And there was a lot of things that happened. It was, but I couldn't go off base because nobody would let me go because I was supposed to work every day. Well, finally I got a major came along and said that I have to work every day of the week, including Sunday, and because I was in the library, nobody else could do the library, and so I was in with that, and let's see, what did I do with? How did I get away from there? Well, it was because nobody could go to the library because I was the only one who could do it. Somebody decided they wanted a better job, and so it was a major, took away the library and took him, and he did all the work. And so here I would, they told me about I was a typewriter, and I could do over 90 minutes, and I could. What was the other thing you wanted me to do? He wanted the major inside because I was a better typer than all the girls in there. And I could do it at 9. Oh, I could really pull it off. And so he would be at work, and he was let's see, he wasn't just a beginning group. I worked for the colonel, and he just kept me because he didn't want to type, and in fact he didn't want to work. And so I did all the typewriting for him, and they had girls there. Oh, I don't know. They had 30 or 40 girls that were doing typing, and it was this kind of typing, and make mistakes, and the major, he just said, "Don't send anything to those women."
So, how did you learn to type?
Well, my older sister, we had a typewriter, and she told me how to do it, and so I was already typing, and when, let's see, I at high school, I was going to, I can't think of the name of the, well, anyhow, I was going to have to do more typing and this kind of stuff. Oh, we knew that we were going to get taken and would just be put out someplace. So we were the basketball team,
Sure.
and they just I said I'm going to go and volunteer. And it didn't take very long because I only had about 2 weeks at home because I had to do the papers that say that I was signing up, and so the twins and all the others did the same thing, and I had 1 week and went to Chicago, and then Chicago went over to I can't think of the name of it. Well, anyhow, we were caught.
Sure.
And we were there for it was some time. Boy, I'm telling you, I used to know this.
It's okay. Well, you talked about being in Texas and typing and working for several people. So, how did it, when you were had been in the service for a while, then when did it, or how do I want to say it? When did you get out of the service?
When I refused to I had to be in there because we signed up for 4 years.
Sure.
And we did that because we didn't want them picking me off. And just like the other kids that went with me, our whole bunch went together.
Right.
And we went what was supposed to be training. Well, when they found out, I don't know, the second or third day or whatever it was, I got the typewriter, and that's all I was doing.
All you ever did, huh? Well,
not only that, because I was telling them where to go and when and all that.
sure.
And when we went south, we all went into Texas, and they spread out.
Sure.
But we were there for a while, but I can't remember just the amount of time, but we didn't have a lot of time with them. We went to training. We were supposed to. Well, when we got there, and they knew about the typing. I didn't do any. I had no training at all. And all I do is what I need to do the typing, because they'd come in, give me this, and it was just a typing thing to do.
Sure.
And I didn't mind doing it, but everybody got out of there, and after 6 weeks or something like that, I don't know what it was, everybody got the first he got more money. All of them did. I can't think of the term that they had, but I didn't. they didn't even think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they didn't want anybody to know about it, I guess. But anyhow, they had me in when we got down to the south. They had us lined up, and there was another group from someplace right behind us. None of us had done anything other than going, and they were going to use us. Well, they were coming along and saying, well, we're going to we were going to this is where I got into the thing. We were supposed to tell some things. I heard some that we were supposed to go to have to learn how to gun and all that stuff. I got pulled out because the major came along, and when he said I could typewrite, he said, yeah. He says, how much can you type? And when I said 90 minutes, he just said, you come with me. And okay. That's where it all started.
And that's where
I never once went in to have any training.
Right.
And the training I had was typing.
Yeah.
And I could out typewriter. It was pretty quick. The major that was over all these people, they called me and two other kids for, and I've forgotten what he assigned for something. I don't know what he wanted to do. But he had me come into his office, and he was making things that he had to send out to say, do this and do that and that, and I'd have to type that. Well, I could do that very easily. And the major, yeah, he was a major. The major said, now, don't you work for other people? He said, I'll tell you what, I'll just put it in the basket, and you get it and type it up and put it in this basket.
And that's what you did the whole time you were in the Army. Is that correct?
That's right.
Well, Harold, I want to thank you so much for agreeing to interview today, and I want to thank you for your service to our country. Those fingers sound like they were pretty golden.
Well,
so I thank you very, very much.
Well, I just had some, I don't know, I guess luck or something, or because I knew that I could do all kinds of things, and that's what kept me from. I never did go to. I never was told how to do things. They just say go over there and take care of that and do this, and it really was a good thing as far as I was concerned.
Well, I thank you for staying with it. It sounds like you made an impact in your area, so thank you very, very much.
Well, I guess I did, because when the major came along and found out what happened there, I got promoted every 6 months. And I went from, and I had been more than 6 months. But every 6 months I was raised, and I went, and for 6 months, then you can only go one step, and I got up, and I refused to take the guy that was going to take my job, because I was going to leave within, I've forgotten just what the time was, but if I would have stayed in there, I could have gone right up as a sergeant. They would put me all the way up, but I didn't have enough time to do that.
Yeah.
Plus, I also knew that I couldn't go to Germany, and I was I think I told you that at the end of the year they held me back so that I would be on Sunday, and it was too late to go because I was one day over, and they wouldn't let me go to the
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and have an awesome day.